Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Breaking Points. After some technical difficulties, we are now live streaming on Facebook. This is the show where I, Alex, and Taya play a little game, and that game is this. I explain to Taya while she's playing whatever character she wants to be playing, I explain to her a variety of news articles, and she surprises me with a character that she's going to play, and my whole job is just to keep a straight face throughout, and if she breaks me, she's winning. So if you're watching at home and you want to turn this into a drinking game, you can certainly do that. But here we go. Let's meet our guest. Ladies and gentlemen, our special guest for Breaking Points.
Hello!
Hello. Thank you for joining me here on Breaking Points. Please introduce yourself to our viewers.
Oh, my name is Hansel.
Hi, Hansel, and tell me about yourself. What do you do?
My daddy owns the Grindeland chocolate factory.
The Jilly Jelly Chocolate Factory?
Jelly.
Can you say it a little slower? Jurlally. Okay. Well, okay.
Jelly.
Chocolate Factory.
Chocolate. Yeah. Chocolate.
Okay. So please tell me what sort of expert are you? What do you have expertise in?
Oh, well, I'm super good at skiing. I'm very good at eating chocolates. I'm very good at chocolate tasting. I'm very good at being a good boy to my daddy.
And please tell me, how old are you?
I'm 32 years old.
So are you a full-grown man or are you a boy?
I'm a 32-year-old grown man boy.
Okay, all right.
Technically, I'm a grown man, but my daddy always calls me his little scruple, which to me means my little baby pancake, which to me means my little baby boy. I'm always a baby boy, but I'm also a grown man. So I could go to the clubs and party it up with the boom boom music, or I could go home and have a tasteful dinner with my daddy.
Do you often go to the clubs and party it up?
Sometimes, if I feel like it, I'll meet up with my friend Fritz, and we'll go together to the clubs to listen to the boom boom music and dance and grind up on the ladies. But most of the time I like to stay home and sample Daddy's chocolate lines.
Does Fritz ever get to have any of the chocolate?
Oh, that's a funny question you asked it, Alex, because he loves the chocolate.
He loves it, but does he get to have any?
No, he got to. So I put some in the limousine. When we go to the bar, make sure we only eat chocolate beverages. When we go to dinner, make sure we only have chocolate meals before and after. You know what an Arnold's Bouche is, Alex?
An Arnold's Bouche? I don't know what that is.
An Arnold's Bouche.
I hear Arnold's Bouche.
No, Arnold's. Like Americans say amusement, but amuse.
Amuse Bouche.
Amuse Bouche. So that's what we have before and after the club, and he loves it.
Oh, it's like a mousse.
Yeah. Or it could be a little tiny chocolate, could be a big chocolate, could be a chocolate bar, could be a peanut butter cup without the peanut butter. Instead, it's peanut butter, but it's just shaped inside of the cup. It's just chocolate cup without the peanut butter. There's just lots of different ways you can have an amuse bouche, and that's what he loves. And so we have that, and we go to the clubs and we grind up on the ladies to boom boom music.
And okay, all right. And have you ever met a special lady at the club with the boom boom music?
I meet special ladies at the club all the time, Alex. I'm the Ghirardelli chocolate kid, little tiny princey boy. So the ladies, they flock towards me because they can smell the cacao that comes off of my natural essence.
Mm-hmm. And when you go to the club, do you dance with the ladies?
Yeah, I listen to the music, but I don't like to dance on the floor because that's where the commoners are. I like to be in my private suite area because they also supply me with a chocolate fountain with infinite amounts of chocolate.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm going to suggest maybe that the reason you're on the show is because you have some expertise in business. Your father's a successful business person, and you are a metropolitan type, so you have some knowledge of what it's like to be in the upper echelon. You probably rub shoulders with pretty important people, yeah?
Yeah, Alex, I can also do that ball dance.
Oh,
Do you
that's
see it? Like there's an invisible ball of chocolate in my hands. I'm passing it around.
that, that that's very, look at that. Look at that. Look at you go.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? I learned how to do that. I learned how to do that when my daddy took me to Paris.
To Paris.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, because you are obviously you have a love for food. I'm gonna introduce you to our first news story here. Okay.
Okay.
And I want to get this because it seems like you're a big fan of chocolate, but this one isn't about chocolate exactly. It's not about chocolate at all, in fact.
Okay.
Okay. So there's a do-it-yourself.
Let you know I might lose interest in it because I only like to think about chocolate. So you might be saying words, but in my head I'll only be thinking about things like whole milk, cacao, chocolate, 70%, bittersweet.
I mean, you can't only like chocolate. You like to go listen to the boom boom music at the club.
I do, but only because I got a private box with a private fountain of chocolate so that I can have at my disposal.
Okay. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Daddy doesn't let me to have that at home because when I turned 26, I had one of them put inside my bedroom and the chocolate leaked out and got into my carpeting and ruined the carpeting, which apparently was made out of rabbit fur. It's very expensive. And so Daddy said the only way I can play with chocolate like that again is if I do it in somebody else's house.
Oh, wait, okay. So our first news story here.
Yeah.
There's a new do-it-yourself meal kit for growing steaks made from human cells that was recently nominated for Design of the Year by the London-based Design Museum. Named the Ouroboros steak after the circular symbol of a snake eating itself tail first, the hypothetical kit would come with everything one needs to use their own cells to grow miniature human meat steaks. So you could literally eat a meat steak produced or cloned sort of from your own human cells. So some people are criticizing this. They're saying it's something like cannibalism. What do you think? Is there a moral, ethical problem with this product, and would you eat it?
You know, I would definitely eat it. I'd have to say, Alex, that when my daddy was having a really hard time one year, and this is like maybe when I was 23 or 24 years old, and my daddy was having a really hard time in the factory, so we had to substitute the milk with something else, and the only thing that we had available was a whole herd of horses. So we had to put, instead of the milk, we put in horse blood, which turns out actually makes chocolate taste super good, a little bit more bitter. It's like an extra bittersweet chocolate because of all the iron in it. That's at least what my daddy told me. And so I like to think that I'm part human, but also mostly part horse.
Were you supposed to reveal that your dad's factory put horse blood in the chocolate?
It's not a worry. I cut through red tape all the time, especially on the dance floor.
So you would eat a steak made of your own DNA?
Yeah. One time I was skiing in the Swiss Alps with my best friend, who's also named as Heather, and she was like, "Oh my God, my hand has frozen off." And I was like, "Well, that's what happens when you get trapped in an avalanche and you're stuck in between two crevasses," which happened to me once. It was super scary, but I was also strapped to a GPS monitor, so my daddy could have saved me at any time, and I had a total food pack resource in my backpack, so I actually felt totally safe. But I didn't tell that to Heather, who thought that she was going to die. And so we decided I wanted to feel what human tasted like, so I ate part of Heather's hand, just not out of necessity, but because I really want to know what the flavor was. So actually still pretty upset about me about that, but I don't really care.
Are you you spoke pretty fast there, but what I gathered was that you didn't have to eat your friend's hand. Your friend thought they were going to die. You ate your friend's hand anyway, just
so
for
just the finger.
Did you eat the finger with anything else? Did you maybe put some chocolate on it?
No, I just ate it raw because I wanted to hear what the natural flavors was like. So I'm really down for this, honestly, Alex. If I wanted, I probably after this call might ask my daddy if he can buy me one of those kits. So maybe move the factory over to like where we are, because that's like kind of tasty. I sort of miss Heather's hand taste.
I'm sorry. Are you still friends with Hedda?
Well, Heather is like a super good friend of mine, so yes, we are still friends, although she doesn't talk to me anymore.
How long has it been since, is it Hedda or Heather?
Heather.
How long has it been since Heather has talked to you?
Like 7 years.
So, but I would suggest maybe, I don't mean to be too serious here, but I think maybe Heather doesn't consider you two friends anymore.
Not friends with me. That's like being not friends with chocolate.
Okay, all right. So, why have you not bothered to talk to Heather? Have you tried?
Well, there was a restraining order out against me, so I decided that I wouldn't want to. There's some red tape that I'm not allowed to cut see. That's what my dad had said. He said, you can cut see all the red tapes you want, you just can't cut see the Heather tape because I might go to prison.
Yeah, you ate Heather's hand.
No, just a finger. Don't blow it out of proportion. It's just a little pinky finger. And I bought her a bionic one. Granted, it was also made out of chocolate, so it melted when she went to Malibu. Super funny. It was like a big joke.
Her prosthetic hand was made of chocolate and it melted?
No, just her pinky finger was the one that I bought her. It was like a bionic. I told her it was the bionic pinky finger, and she was like, wow, what a cool gift. Thank you so much. We can be friends again. But then we went to Malibu and it melted, and she turns out that I just given her a chocolate finger. She was very upset about it, but it was super funny. And then I had her dip it into a cup, and I had some chocolate milk on the beach.
That is very, very cruel. That's all right. So hey, here's another news story for you.
Yeah, okay.
Hansel, apparently due to declining birth rates in Taiwan, there are now more pets than children.
Oh no.
Yeah, interesting. So it's not uncommon in Taiwan now to see people pushing their pets, their dogs, perhaps in a baby stroller. And part of that has to do with the transportation systems there, where you can't have an animal loose, not in a stroller. But it's, if you saw somebody walking with a baby stroller, it would be a 50-50 shot whether or not it's a child or a pet. You know,
sometimes I, as an adult, like to be pushed in a giant stroller.
When do you do this? When does this happen?
Well, I have one nanny, her name is Helga. She pushes me at least once a day, especially about 30 minutes after lunchtime, because I get super tired after eating all my chocolates and sweets.
And where do you need to go? Where do you need to go?
Well, I have her lift me. She's a big woman, so I have her lift me down the stairs, and then she puts me in my big stroller, and she pushes me around the gardens.
Around the garden, okay.
Yeah.
And is this how you sort of get your outside time, your exercise?
Yeah. I also have a Fitbit, but I've never worn it before.
How long have you had this Fitbit?
I got it on my 12th birthday.
Oh, you've had it since you were 12?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Daddy's like, you need to wear your Fitbit. You eat too much chocolate. And I'm like, Daddy, you need to wear your Fitbit. You eat too much chocolate. And he's like, I do wear my Fitbit. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm still not going to. And then he gives me $100 and pats me on my shoulder and says, you're a good little boy.
Does your dad have the same appreciation for chocolate that you have? Like, is he constantly eating it?
Oh, my daddy loves the chocolate. He doesn't eat it as much as I do, mainly because he's lactose intolerant now because he ate too much of the chocolate. And also because of the fact that we switched over to blood, he couldn't really stomach it as much as I could. But for some reason, I just have a hankering and a taste for it. So I'm the one who usually eats most of the chocolate. Like the advent calendars that we get every winter, I usually eat all the chocolate out of the advent calendar, usually in like November.
Oh, you've eaten it all by November?
Yeah, I don't wait for Santa Claus. Santa Claus can come to me.
Speaking of Santa Claus, are you expecting any particularly wonderful gifts this upcoming year?
There's something that I have in mind, but it's a little dangerous.
Oh, you know, I think it'll be okay if you say it out loud that Santa might be watching.
I don't know. He might send me a naughty card for this one, Alex.
Oh, okay. Well, I think everyone wants to know what it is. I think everyone's dying to know.
I don't know, Alex. It seems pretty risky.
Look, if you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but I think the people at home are tuning in and they want to know what it is.
Okay, well, cat's out of the bag. I'm going to be sending Heather a new bionic finger, but this one's going to be made out of white chocolate and look super real, like a real prosthetic, but it's still going to be made out of chocolate. And I'm going to have her also give her one of those, one of those cups that you can give with the mug. And then when it gets hot, the outside of the mug, it changes into something else. Like sometimes they do them with a body, sometimes they do them with a painting, sometimes they do it with a saying. So my saying is going to say, got you again, Heather, your finger's melted, because she's going to hold on to her cup that's going to get hot with her bionic white chocolate finger, and white chocolate's going to get all over her lap.
That's very cruel. Again, I would only hope that Heather would get that package and not fall for it a second time, but you never know.
No, she will. She'll fall for it because she has a good heart.
I once saw at a friend's house, they had one of those cups that you were talking about where you fill up with coffee and it shows an image, and it was the picture of the realtor that had sold him the house. And his trick was that he would give you as a free housewarming gift a mug, and you didn't know it was a mug with his face on it until the first time you used it.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything you said. All I heard you say was bittersweet 90% cacao chocolate.
That's fair. Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, I bet it was a
so in any case,
story though, Alex.
I do have another news story for you.
Oh, great. I love one. Should I put on my smart boy glasses?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Put on your smart boy glasses.
Okay, hold on. My dad got these for me. He said they make me look like a smart little boy.
And why did your dad need you to look like a smart little boy?
Well, he enrolled me into Harvard University, and he said, when my son goes to Harvard University, he's going to wear smart boy glasses, because then all the teachers will say, oh, look at that smart boy.
And did that work?
No, I didn't like Harvard University. I thought people were stupid there. They didn't like chocolate enough, so I went home.
What were you going to major in at Harvard University?
I was going to major in chocolate. Chocolatiering.
Chocolate theory?
Yeah.
What? I guess I'm not sure what that is. What do you mean by that?
That's like, why chocolate? Why? Why do we have it? Why do we want to eat it? Why is it so tempting and so delicious and so voluptuous and so sensual on our tongues and on our palates? Why do I like to only shower in chocolate? That was really the main reason, actually, that I left it, because I couldn't have my shower baths anymore.
Because you were staying in the dormitory, I suppose.
No, I was staying in a private house.
And
right in the Boston, in the Commons, I was staying in a private house. But the landlord of the house had complained because I was showering with too much chocolate, and it was causing it to congeal in the plumbing during the winter time. And so then I had to be removed from the house. And I was like, well, if I can't shower here because it gets too cold, then I must move back to Sweden.
That's fair. Thank you. So I assume you have no ill will towards the landlord.
No, I burnt his house down. Don't worry, I rebuilt him a new house. It's made out of chocolate, because I know that Boston also gets to have, like, I made it out of brick, but the bricks look like bricks, but in the inside they're actually chocolate. So I know for a fact that Boston gets very hot in the summer times, like 100, 120 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
In Fahrenheit, Fahrenheit. I'm saying it in the Fahrenheit language because you probably don't understand the Celsius. And so I know that the house would melt, because chocolate has a very low melting point.
Oh, so next summer the house is going to melt?
No, it already melted. I left Harvard like 9 years ago.
Okay.
I'm 42, Alex. I'm 32. College was a long time ago.
I'm very sorry. I'm so sorry.
You should have seen how grateful the landlord was, though, and then how sad he was in the summertime.
Hansel, do you have any siblings?
No. My dad said I ate them in the womb.
How many siblings did you have in the womb, Hansel?
Just the 3. I was supposed to be one of what do they call a quadruplet?
And you You ate the other three in the womb?
I ate them in the womb. They were very tasty, apparently. I don't remember because I was just a little embryo baby. But according to the doctors, they've never seen something so quickly consumed in such a tight space.
All right. That's mortifying. Speaking of the restraining order you were mentioning earlier, my next news story I want to talk to you about is a little bit of legal.
You want to see how to make a milkshake in your mouth?
Sure.
Take a little sip of milk. Oh, that's how you make a milkshake in your mouth.
That's very good. That's excellent. Is your mouth milkshake better than your average, say, McDonald's or Burger King milkshake?
No, but it works in a pinch.
Yeah, I guess when you're in a milkshake emergency, you need that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This news story, Hansel, this is I got to get your opinion on this.
Okay.
A New Hampshire woman allegedly.
A New Hampshire woman? There's a woman who's a hamster?
No, I'm sorry. I said Hampshire.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that'd be pretty cool. I think I'd want to be friends with her. Maybe make her a little body double out of chocolate and then eat it in front of her. Something interesting like that.
Is that
like also? Would that be a woman whose torso is that of a hamster, like super small, and then she has like human limbs? Or does that mean like your head is a hamster, which would make you kind of stupid if I had to see my hamster small, like a tiny little walnut for a brain? So is that like a hamster attached to a human's body, which would be super tiny and kind of weird looking?
Yeah, these are the questions of the ages.
It's chocolate for thought.
It's chocolate for thought. Would you ever you would make a cast of chocolate of a person and eat it in front of them? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Have you done that before?
No, but I probably will now.
Have you
Hold on 1 second.
What?
Helen, I'm going to make a chocolate mold out of you and eat it in front of you, okay? Okay. Don't eat anything for dinner. Okay. Helen's gonna be super down for that. She's really weird.
What are some other things that you and Helen do? Helen's your maid, I take it?
Yeah.
What other kind of fun activities do you two do?
Tie her to a chair, hold her hair. Sometimes she likes to slap me, and then I slap her back because she's being mean to me. One time she ate one of my chocolate bars, so I burnt her with an iron.
How would you feel if Helen made a chocolate model or figurine of you and ate it in front of you?
I'd spit on her.
Why would you?
Just kidding, I wouldn't do that. I'd say, well, Helen, what's so tasteful? You can't eat it though. We gotta put it in the refrigerator and keep it forever in the vault of bodies. And you don't think there's already chocolate molds of me, Alex? There's been a chocolate mold of me for every year I've been alive.
Wow, that's.
Yeah, we have a super big walk-in refrigerator at home.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
34 chocolate molds of yourself?
No, I'm 32, Alex.
I'm sorry, 32 chocolate molds of yourself?
It's not like Fahrenheit and Celsius, where in Americas you get to shorten the number because you're in a different place or whatever, make it bigger. 32 is 32 everywhere.
Yes, you're absolutely right, it is.
Yeah, 32 years around the moon, around the sun.
Forgive me, I'm sorry, I'm very sorry.
That's okay.
So, this news article.
Yeah, super excited to hear about it. Tell me more, Alex.
A New Hampshire woman.
Yes, not a hamster woman. We went over this.
Yeah, a New Hampshire woman allegedly posed as a prosecutor and then falsified records related to drug and stalking charges filed against her, court documents say. Lisa Landon of Littleton used the state's electronic system to drop the charges and submitted fake documents in 3 separate criminal cases last year, according to a review by the New Hampshire union leader. Landon's plan to avoid jail went awry when a forensic examiner who was supposed to perform a competency evaluation on her noticed the charges had been dropped. So what a creative way of getting out of a legal sticky situation. Just falsifying, I mean, it's bold. It's a bold move to pretend you're a prosecutor, somehow log into the system and just drop the case against yourself.
I know. I told Lisa to do that. What newspaper is this? And I'm super excited it made it to media.
You know this Lisa Landon?
Lisa called me up and she said, I need some help. And I said, well, we'll hatch a plan. And so I said she should act like a prosecutor. And she was like, oh, that's nice. And I said, can you do it? Do you have basic typing skills? And she said, yeah.
How do you know Lisa Landon of New Hampshire?
Well, because when I was going to school at Harvard for that week, I skipped all my classes to go leaf peeping. And I drove up to New Hampshire, then into Vermont, and then into Maine and back. And when I was driving back through New Hampshire, I was getting the gas pumped into my car by one of my helpers. And when I ran in to go get myself a chocolate bar from the shop, which I didn't realize they don't sell jelly chocolates everywhere, and I was very disappointed, but there was only Hershey's, made it burn in a flaming pile of shit. I realized when I came outside, there was a woman whose name was Lisa, who was standing by my car because she liked my license plate, and we became very good friends.
Okay, so a few questions here. How many? So you skipped all your classes to go? Did you go lease hunting? What did you say?
No, leaf peeping. It's what Americans call sitting in car and looking at leaves changing because of the fall.
Oh, leaf peeping.
Leaf peeping.
I've never heard that phrase before.
Yeah, it's super popular. You don't get out much, do you, Alex?
No, I'm sorry. I don't get out a whole lot.
Yeah, what are you standing in front of a fake screen right now behind you? Is actually just your living room in like a small, maybe like 1-bedroom apartment somewhere.
Well, it's a similar situation. Yeah, this is my office.
Yeah, I bet you live across the street from where you work too, huh?
It's true. It's true. I do.
Yeah. That's too bad.
But you said that you skipped over your classes and one of your helpers filled up the car?
Yeah.
How many helpers do you was Helen with you?
No.
How many helpers?
Helen came later because she can't leave Sweden, so I decided to stay. When I was in the Americas, I had 3 helpers, 2 bodyguards. One was a helper and 2 were a bodyguard. Because I'm such a wealthy family, I have to be protected at all times.
Oh, has anyone ever attempted to harm you
No, they wouldn't dare do that.
So no one's ever tried to harm you, but you have 2 bodyguards at all times?
Yeah.
And what does your helper help you do?
Pump the gas, pick up my hands to put on lotion, sunscreens, pick my nose if it's got something inside of it. Sometimes wipe my bum if I'm feeling super lazy.
To pick up your hands to put lotion on them?
Yeah.
Is that you sometimes your arms get too tired to lift your hands for lotion?
Oh, it's super hard being me on a day-to-day basis, Alex. You don't understand. I have to do so many things, so many visits, so many PRs, so many scandals, so many burnt my house down from its chocolate. Just so many. I have long days, and so I need someone to help me put lotions on. Sometimes I can't even lift up a candy bar, so I need to have that fed to me. Just the usual stuff, Alex.
Okay, that's fair. Thank you for that. Now, so you said that this Lisa Landon who committed this falsification in New Hampshire, she the car because she liked your license plate.
Yeah, she liked my license plate.
What was it about your license plate she liked so much?
It said "Too Hot Cocoa." Like the cocoa with like the hot chocolate is too hot.
Oh, too hot cocoa.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And why now? And why is that your license plate?
Because I love when the chocolate is too hot, because then that's when you give it to your friends so they can burn their mouths and you can laugh at them.
How many friends do you have?
So many friends, Alex. So many friends. I have a Facebook with lots of people in my namespace. Next to it, it says lots of people.
And okay, so this
Like
Lisa,
Zuckerberg, like the Zuckerberg.
you're friends with Zuckerberg?
Zuckerberg, he's one of my Facebook friends, so he just put, because I asked him, I said I don't want to say how many friends, I wanted to say too many. So Zuckerberg, because he's a friend, he changed it for me.
Well, that's amazing. That's amazing, Hansel. Yeah. I'm really curious. You have a criminal sort of accomplice or in this case that I just read to you in New Hampshire. Yeah. With this Miss Landon. How did the conversation skip and jump from I like your license plate to I'm going to commit crimes and please help me avoid the prosecution?
That's the beginning of a long friendship with Lisa. That was the beginning of a long friendship. When this happened, like what, year or 2 years ago? This incident with the impersonation. We plotted it like 3 years ago, but we've been friends. You know, I'm 32, Alex. I don't know how many times I have to remind you. I went to college like a long time ago when I was like 18, 19. So, yeah. So, you know, this means that, you know, that I knew Lisa when I was 18. So you have to do the math on that because I'm not going to. It's too much effort for my beautiful brain to have to process. But, you know, it means that I've known her for a very long time, Alex.
And, okay, so
there, you have a little bit of a cough.
Something about you made me cough. Maybe I need to wet my whistle.
You gotta put a little bit of chocolate and give yourself a little milkshake in your mouth. It makes you feel better, clear it up.
Oh, thank you for that. I'll do that afterwards.
You gotta gurgle with chocolate.
Oh, you gargle with chocolate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, I do have to ask you, though, the charges against this Lisa Landon were related to drug and stalking charges, and you said you plotted these things. So who was Lisa stalking and why?
Well, Lisa was stalking all the people that she needed to know who to impersonate when she was breaking into things. So it was like, you know, Jeff, who worked at the security agency, she needed to get a secret card from him. So there was Jeff, and, you know, there was Larry, who worked in the cafeteria because he was the one that works late every night. And so she needed to understand where he was going home, you know. So she had to stalk all the people that worked at the building that she had to get into to have the access to do the stuff that she needed to do off the computers, because you can't just access this sort of thing from just anybody's computer, Alex.
So, okay, so I guess I'm a little confused on the timeline. She planned on impersonating a prosecutor to drop the charges against her in order to be able to make those to commit those crimes. She stalked people so she could get the stalking charges dropped.
Yeah.
And okay, and there's also drug charges here. What drugs? What's this drug situation?
We did cocaine laced with chocolate. She got super hooked on it. It's not my fault, but she's got a weak. You know, she's weak. She's not from Sweden. She's not strong like I am. So she got weak on the chocolate cocaine, and that caused some issues.
So you can snort chocolate straight up your nose.
Yeah. No, well, yes, but also with cocaine in it.
Well, I mean, just
chocolate doesn't do anything. I mean, that'd be silly, but it's the flavor that you get in the back of your throat, because you know your nasal passage is connected to your throat.
Yeah. Well, it occurs to me.
My dad's outside warming up my Ferrari, so it's my apologies for the rum noises that's happening outside my house.
Oh, that's not a problem at all. But I'm curious. So I've never seen anyone snort chocolate up their nose.
Yeah.
I know that you don't have any cocaine with you at present, but just if you could snort 1 or 2 or 3 chocolate bits up your nose, I think the people would be really impressed.
Yeah, no, these are what we call the cacao bittersweet jumbo. Jumbo, they're like raisin size.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, because it's getting close to wintertime, we don't have any of the little tiny baker's chocolates. We're not making them right now because people are into the holiday baking with the big chocolate discs. So I can't do it right now. But if we do another interview, come like, the 14th or the 15th of June, July, when we're having the tiny chocolates, people like to mix them with the summer marshmallow desserts. Then you can see me put. I mean, I could put. I could just have one right there if you wanted to see what it looks like.
I don't really need to.
There we go. I did it for you. That's.
Thank you.
But now I can't eat that, and I'll have to have someone, come clean that up because I'm not going to touch it.
I appreciate that you did that. Well, all right. Thank you so much for joining me today, Hansel. Do you have any final messages for our audience? Anything you want them to know about any of the things we've talked about today?
Shop Ghirardelli. It's delicious. It's nutritious and it's fun.
Talk to your. Oh yeah, Ghirardelli.
Shop Ghirardelli chocolates. And Lisa, if you're watching, I miss you, you crazy, crazy lady.
Thank you again so much for being here. And everyone, thank you for tuning in and watching. This has been Breaking Points with Alex and Taya.
It was an honor and a pleasure.